Greetings and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Uber. Now I know you all saw in the title that I said you can make $4,000 a month driving with Uber. This is in the Los Angeles market. Now if you are lucky enough to live in the more lucrative markets such as New York or Atlanta, you can probably make much more than $4,000 a month. So I have been driving for Uber for 2 months now. I am a 4.95 rated driver, one of the highest ratings in the Los Angeles area. Thank you very much. And in 2 months, let's see how many drives I have. Let me pull open my Uber app. I have done 816 trips over a period of 2 months. So those of you that are drivers watching this, we know that my numbers are insane. I have driven a lot. That is a lot of rides in 2 months. Even the people at the Uber Greenlight Hub take screenshots of my account when I come because I know I have a lot of trips. But at least you guys know that I have the experience. I've been out there. I have driven morning, noon, night, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all the rush hours. I have done my due diligence and doing my little bit of research driving with Uber. So now that you know my stats, how is it that you can pull in $4,000 a month? Well, I'm going to put a disclaimer here right now. You will be driving more than 8 hours a day if you are trying to pull in that kind of cash. If you're trying to make $1,000 plus a week, which I have done, you are not driving 8-hour days. And that is something that Uber doesn't tell you when they're doing their advertisements. They're, telling everybody drive for Uber. I'm gonna let you guys know the straight up truth. You can make money, but it's gonna cost you time, your personal life, your social life. You will not be going out and chilling. Like, you will be tired, you guys. The most rides I've ever done in one go around with Uber is 31, and it killed me. I never want to do it again. That was one of my biggest weeks ever. I think I made $1,200 that week. But 31 rides is insanity. So you can make this money, but you are going to work for it. All right? So let's break this down. In order to make $4 grand with Uber consistently every month, the first thing you're gonna need to do, obviously, is sign up. This is my code that you can use to sign up with Uber. It gives you bonus money. So it gives you money on top of what you earned. You get a bonus. So I never ever suggest that anybody sign up for Uber without using a code. It's free money. Please use the code. It would be dumb not to use the code. Use the code. Once you've signed up for Uber, they are going to put you through a background check. The company they use is Checker. I will send their link in the description box below so everybody can actually check, because a lot of people are always trying to figure out when their background check comes through, what their results are. No one really knows. They're always very antsy trying to get through the background check process. Usually it takes a week, but if you're having any type of problems or you want to see what your results are, there is a link to the application where you can see if your background check has been completed and what it turned up, basically. And Checker is the same company that other apps use, such as DoorDash, Postmates, and what's the other one? Lyft. Other apps use them as well. I'll put the link in the description box, so if you do sign up for any of the apps, you know how to check your results. The other thing you're gonna wanna make sure you have, obviously, is a car. Now, I'm not super sure about their specifications for vehicles right now. From what I remember, it's supposed to be 07 and above. It has to be a 4-door, that's mandatory, because honestly, who's trying to get in the back of a 2-door car? You guys know how that feels, except for, I guess, you younger people who didn't have to live through the 90s and squeeze it into your friend's backseat car. Okay, but you gotta have a 4-door car. All right, you're also gonna wanna make sure you have, obviously, a cell phone, preferably iPhone, Android, any phone that can hold the Uber app. You're gonna wanna make sure you have a dash holder for your phone and a charging cable, because your phone will, you need a charging cable. That would just, once again, be stupid not to have. When I'm driving for Uber, I also make sure that I go and get my car cleaned out and detailed, washed every single week. Usually I do it myself because I'm a pretty meticulous person. So I wash my own car, I make sure I vacuum it, I do it every single week, because people will complain if you have a dirty car, even if it's just grass or little bits of dirt off of people's shoes in the back seat. You have to make sure that your car stays clean. I also keep a spray. It smells like coconut because I'm a black girl and we love all things coconut. But I keep a coconut spray in my car just in case I have a funky passenger or I eat in my car, because I like Wendy's. Ladies also watching this video, if you're going to drive for Uber, make sure you take into account things like going to the restroom. A lot of male Uber drivers do not talk about this because frankly, I don't think they care. But that's a concern that we need to know about, and that's something that I talk about in my Uber vlog. So once you're signed up for Uber, you have your car, you have your phone, you have the app, you've been approved with your background check, you've got everything. Make sure if you want to be able to do Los Angeles, LAX airport pickups, or pickups pretty much at any major airport, they have a little test that you're going to have to do. It usually takes about 10 minutes. You're only allowed to take the test, I believe, 7 days after you start driving. So you have to wait a week, but then you can go back and take the test, and they give you a little placard that approves you to drive and do pickups to and from the airport. It is very important. You can get in a lot of trouble if you don't have one and you're trying to do airport pickups or drop-offs, and most of the time airport pickups will not even be available to you if you haven't passed that little quiz. So make sure you go and do it. If you are trying to drive for Uber full-time, make that big money, you are going to have to motivate yourself. You are going to have to dedicate yourself to setting times and specific hours for when you drive. You're going to have to set your alarm clock. This is a self-driven business, and you have to treat it like it is your own business. So you have to set your alarm clock in the morning. You're not going to have anybody calling you saying you're supposed to be at work. You don't have a boss hanging over you. You have to be in charge. So myself, if I'm going to do a full day driving for Uber, I'm usually getting up at 5 a.m. so that I don't miss the morning traffic commute. That's a lot of rides, that's a lot of money that you can make in a short period of time during the morning hours. Also, expect to be driving long hours. I know Uber doesn't tell you, but I'm letting you guys know. The weeks that I have made my biggest checks, the most amount of money that I make, are the weeks that I barely sleep. Those are the weeks that I sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, because sometimes I'm waking up at 4 a.m. so that I can be on the road by 5 a.m. so that I can do all the traffic in the morning and then do the 5 p.m. trips home. And I'm working on the weekends. Weekends are really, really big with Uber. Everybody wants to go out on Saturday night. Everybody wants to party and have fun. You can make a lot of money on the weekend, but that means you're not gonna be out on the weekend yourself. You're not gonna be partying. You're not gonna have your life. So you're gonna have to learn very good time management. But Uber does let you control your own hours. So if you have a doctor's appointment, if your kid is sick, if you just really need a day off, if you get sick, you can do that and no one's gonna yell at you. There are costs and benefits on both sides. Here is one of my biggest weeks with Uber. I drove 120 trips. I did get a bonus for that. 120 trips gets me a Quest promotion of $305, but let me tell you, that week was tough, you guys. That week was insane. And you can see, because I'm gonna put it up on the screen, you can see that most of my money was made on the weekends. Weekends are huge, even Sunday for Uber. Now, I'm really excited to make this video from a woman's perspective, because most of the people that I've seen, the Uber drivers on YouTube, are men. And there are some differences for men and women are very concerned about safety, of course. I myself have not had any problems with any of my passengers while I have been driving. I have made several friends that were former passengers that are now personal friends of mine just because I was driving with Uber. I have people that follow me on Instagram that were former passengers. I have people watching this very video right now, probably from the backseat of my car, that are passengers of mine just because of Uber. I have people that have given me their business cards that want to stay in contact with me. So as a proclaimed hermit, I'm very out there with my hermit status, and I don't go out much, and I tend to stay in my house, and I don't really have a lot of friends. Uber has been very good for giving me something to do so I'm not bored out of my mind, and also facilitating a sort of social life for me so I don't feel like I'm missing out on the world, even though sometimes I am, but I'm working on it, and Uber has really helped with that. So like I said, you can really, really, really make good money with Uber, but expect to be working long hours and to be sacrificing your time. But if you do that work, you will make the money, I promise. Just make sure you use this code and get driving. And if you happen to see me in the LAX waiting lot, be sure to say hi so I can say hi back, so I don't feel like I'm all alone. in the world. Just for your benefits, I will also throw up screenshots of some of the other weeks that I've driven for Uber so you can see the variation and fluctuation. There have been weeks where I was sick and had to take a day off. There have been days where I got a ride all the way to San Diego, and I really only did 6 trips that day because that ride to San Diego was like $112. So to be honest, I didn't need to keep driving, but I'll show you guys some screenshots. And if you want to drive for Uber, please make sure that you actually like to drive. I love road trips. I love a good trip. I love to drive and be on the road. So it does not bother me at all that I can go from Long Beach to Malibu to San Diego to Pomona in the same day. I can do that. If you are not a person that can sustain long trips, if you don't like road trips, if you don't like people, don't drive for Uber. Just don't put yourself through it. I'm warning you now, okay? If you require or want or are interested in more in-depth knowledge of me driving for Uber and my experience and what it's like, I have also posted an Uber vlog along with this video that shows a full 12-hour day of me driving. So make sure you go and check it out. Thanks for popping by for my short little synopsis on my time driving with Uber. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to pop them in the comment box below. I will definitely do all I can to help all of you new drivers or curious people who feel like they want to dabble and dip in the Uber world. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys later. Bye.